Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, founder of the Kokomo Con, and I'm located right down the street in Geek Street. Next to me is my buddy Michael Allen Harrison. He does cool stuff, and we're going to talk to you about geeky stuff today. So, Mike, geeky stuff, what do you got going on?
This is the worst intro you've ever done. You said you were sick.
It's true.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I just have a cold.
Oh.
I'm fighting a cold, I think. I don't think I have the cold because I'm not like miserable. Like I could go out and do stuff, but I'm tired. And
well, I appreciate you coming and doing the show today.
Fuck it, let's just do it over again. I was supposed to say I was.
What, are we on Star Trek? What's happening?
Like located right next to you. I'm like, why did he say that? All right, 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of GeekStorm.
Don't even try. That's all
I'm
gold.
Sean Hilton.
We're keeping every bit of that.
Comics Cube and founder of the Kokomo Con. Today I'm joined by my good friend Michael Allen Harrison, and today we're going to talk to you about all the things in geek that you need to know right after Mike touches me inappropriately.
That is not going to happen. Go. Take that out also. I don't want that. I'd rather have...
I can touch Mike inappropriately.
No.
If you want to know what's hot in the news of celebrity and geekdom right now, it is people touching people inappropriately.
That is true. That is true.
So...
What?
Oh, we really are screwed up. Hey everybody, Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, founder of the Kokomo Con. Today I am joined by my oldest friend in the entire world, Michael Allen Harrison. We're back. We've been gone for a bit, and we know you've been starving. You've been in a desert of no news, and you're like, where am I going to get my news? Because the internet without us is broken.
Right.
So here we go. Man, there's been some crazy stuff going on out there in the world.
Oh,
who
so
hasn't?
much.
I think it's easier right now for the bingo card to say who hasn't touched who yet. Man, Harvey Weinstein. Wow.
He's the free in the center.
The free in the center.
Because apparently he's.
I mean, and it is like he is the sun with everybody currently floating around him in an orbit of asteroids, 1980s like destruction movies.
Yeah, let's not get into it too much, but it's going to get worse. More people are going to come out. More people are going to be accused. He's definitely on the scale of powerful Hollywood person and number of incidents. he's really over there.
Him and Cosby need to go to the pay-per-view for the title fight. Ben Affleck got thrown into it a little bit, though.
Yeah, a little bit. Anybody that's had success around him, so Tarantino, Affleck, and Damon, they're all going to be questioned and or have statements to make about their relationship with him, what they knew, what they didn't know. So
Tarantino had the most interesting one that I've seen so far. Did you read his stuff?
I don't think I did.
He came on and said, "Yeah, I knew about it." He goes, "I didn't. He goes, I knew about it. It was wrong. I wasn't in a position to do anything about it. I warned people. I gave everybody the heads up.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, he's the one making the movies. So
John Oliver had a good point when the Academy of Motion Pictures threw out Weinstein from the voting group that votes on the Academy. Yeah, they absolutely did.
How's Roman doing?
You got Roman Polanski. You've got Bill Cosby. I don't know why they're choosing now and him to make the big deal about.
Because as far as I know, Weinstein's just been accused by everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
Including, I think, my sister and your sister.
Right.
Whereas Roman Polanski, I mean, he's out of the country for a reason.
Sure.
That guy got convicted.
Yeah.
And yet he gets to vote? No. What's up with that?
He's still working. People still go and work with him.
Yeah, Roman's been now accused like a second time for something that happened back in the 70s. Yeah. But again, these aren't like inappropriate things. These are like flat out child molestation charges against him.
Yeah, it's
awful. It's crazy.
It is.
Wow.
Hollywood is fickle.
Anybody dead? I don't know. Somebody's died.
Somebody did.
People died.
Nobody famous.
We talk about
nobody we care about.
Oh, who was it that passed away? I didn't see. You know what? We're not going to remember, so it's not going to matter.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep.
Girl.
Yep.
Love them.
If I'm going to go to the next story, and it'll come to me while you're talking, because I rarely listen to you.
We'll hit it back in that story. So, a lot of television coming back to air. A lot of big shows returning.
Just real quick, Punisher got a release date, November 17th, finally.
Okay.
That's a really late for a release date, but it's Netflix, so they don't have to worry about advertising or anything like that. So they can do it when they want.
And they've been teasing it. Like you've
yeah.
known it was coming soon. Like I've for some reason I was pretty sure it was in November for a long time now. but I didn't know the exact date.
It had a decent trailer. Here's what will be different in this is that we've seen the Punisher origin in Daredevil season 2.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see whether they go. It seems like they go with a lot of backstory with him, even though we've seen his origin and what created Frank Castle, the Punisher himself, as far as his family and all the mob ties and stuff. But it seems like from the trailer that we saw, there's a lot of wartime stuff we're going to see. I don't know if those are flashbacks.
Which war are we putting him in?
I don't know. I'm assuming Afghanistan,
Iraq,
or
somewhere
Iraq.
in the desert.
Yeah.
So we're getting away because the Punisher's authentic origin from the comics is Vietnam.
Right.
And they have stuck with that in the comics.
Because
they've
that
had
was
a
like
couple of chances.
1972 or something
Yeah.
like that. So.
Well, 67, 68 through, and then 72 is when it all came to an end.
No, not the war. When he came out.
Yeah, so that was fresh and relevant.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to upgrade that to a Desert Storm
Right.
or one of those situations. Now, I found not odd, just something interesting came out of this was New York Comic Con was a couple weeks ago, and they were supposed to have like a big Q&A unveiling, revealing kind of thing for it, and they pulled it because of the incident that happened in Las Vegas.
I think they were
with
probably
the
going to
shooting.
debut that trailer that we just saw.
Okay,
probably,
and so they pulled a bunch of that stuff,
Yeah.
and it got real quiet. Now, in this day and age, with the Punisher and sensitivity, I mean, how are they ever going to actually show the whole series? There's always going to be horrific, horrible tragedies.
There is, but
And-
it was obviously right on the heels of it. So, and would anybody have made a big stink about it? Probably not.
No,
But
it's the Punisher.
think about it from a completely business point of view. We talked about it, and news outlets talked about it. So that if they believe that there's no such thing as bad publicity, that's good publicity for no reason, but good publicity.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Stranger Things season 2 comes out today, I believe.
It came out at what, 12:01
Something like that.
Pacific time, I want to
Yeah,
say.
so that'd be 3 a.m. here. I am in, I think, probably the minority in that I kind of liked Stranger Things the first season, but I didn't think it was fantastic. It didn't. I tried to rewatch it a second time and couldn't get through it, over the last month in preparation. I thought it was okay. It just seemed really long and drawn out to me, and I just thought it was all right. So I'll watch the second season at some point, but I'm not going to jump all over it.
I enjoyed the first season a lot. I was a big fan of it. I thought visually it was interesting. I thought story-wise it was a fun, creepy story. I think that they're putting it out now just in time for Halloween. Perfect. This is a perfect Halloween binge watch kind of a thing. Very excited about it. I can't wait to see it. But I also don't feel a need to go back and watch the first one.
I kind of do that a lot. If
yeah.
something's good, I'll try to go back and watch it again. Especially leading up to, there's that gap. We do have summertime shows now, but there is that gap where you have some time where there's not a lot on, and that's when I'll go back and watch the previous season or something of a show that's coming up that is good. As far staying with TV for a second, Preacher got renewed for a third season.
Really? I've yet to see a single episode of that.
Here's what I know, because I know nothing about the comic. Okay,
It's rough. It's rough.
But from what I understand from people who do read it, the first season is really just kind of a setup for what happens in the comic, and so the first season was pretty good, but I couldn't watch it weekly. I had to wait. I watched 2 or 3, stopped, wait until it was all out, and watched it. The second season came out. I watched a couple. I'm going to stop. I did stop, and I'm going to wait until the whole thing is over, which it might be, and then watch it again. It's one of those things that I need to binge and watch and get into. Otherwise, it's not. It's so wild and so out there that it loses me a little bit from week to week, having a week in between.
Man, there's so much comic television out there right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because Lucifer's on for its 3rd season, I think, right now.
Yes, which
And
is
I
a big
wouldn't
surprise to me. I did
thought-
not think that would last.
It has, yeah. I'm about halfway through the 2nd season.
But it's a supernatural procedural, so it's basically supernatural, the television series. So
13th season.
yeah, that's crazy.
And as far as I know, they're not writing this up as the final season. There isn't when that final season is going to happen. I'm sure it's going to be 22 episodes left, 21 episodes. It's going to be a countdown.
They have confirmed a spin-off. They tried to spin off a year or two ago with some type of a werewolfy, good werewolf versus bad werewolf type of thing. I can't remember what it's called, Bloodline or something like that. But this has got, it's going to be called Wayward Daughters, which is an awkward, clunky title, but it's off of Wayward Sons, which plays in the Kansas song off of every season of the show. But it's
Plus, who knows if that title will even stick.
it's the female sheriff and she's got an adopted daughter who she's brought into hunting, and I assume there's going to be more
Gotcha.
women.
Sounds like a character I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, the female
way-
sheriff's
I'm
been
way
in,
behind.
she's been in a lot. She's been in it, probably 10, 15 episodes over the course of the last 13 seasons. She's
Oh, wow.
been
All right.
quite a bit. So anyway, that's Supernatural. Star Trek 2, or Star Trek's getting a second season. Not Star Trek 2. Star Trek is getting a second season. If you haven't got a chance to catch it on the app or whatever, find a way to watch it. If you have even a passing interest in it, the parts that were on CBS, that aired on CBS, just okay, not that great. Actually disinterested in me, but I watched even the episode 2, 3, 4 are just fantastic. They're really good Star Trek shows. Check that out.
We'll check that out. I'm
Do
interested.
check it out.
It's just a matter of they're making it hard to see, and I understand that there's other like Stranger Things
Right.
on Netflix. That's a paywall,
Right.
But we don't seem to have a problem with it. But I think those shows didn't have a history of being accessible.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to see Stranger Things season 1, you had to pay to see it. Well, I've been able to see 25 seasons of Star Trek, over 25 seasons of Star Trek for free. And now you expect me to pay for it now?
Here's the
So-
thing, and it's specifically for Star Trek, and I would never advocate breaking the laws set forth by our founding fathers at the FCC. But if you're a Star trek fan and you can't figure out how to watch this show for free, you probably don't deserve to watch it, okay?
Wow. Let's say that Mike said that. Mike Harrison said that, not me.
I'm just saying.
I agree, but I didn't say it.
Oh, sure, you can leave with Harvey Weinstein, but I can't.
Sure.
I can't throw a little truth out there.
There you go. Well, I think everything about Harvey's true.
That is true. What I just said is true.
There might be out of the 30 people that have come forward, 1 or 2 that are exaggerating, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure that there's some truth. There might be some smoke and fire at that particular one. So that's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Any more TV? Anything else you want to talk about on the TVs?
I've been watching. I did just catch up with Legends of Tomorrow, and their whole theme for season 3 is, we're screw ups.
Yes.
It's like they're just
Yes.
like, yep, we're idiots.
We have to go fix all the things that we broke, and we're not that really good at fixing things.
No.
So it's like I've got this hammer made of rubber, and I made that hole in the wall, so I should go fix that hole.
It is. It's still one of my. Actually, it's funny. It is one of my most enjoyable.
It's a fun show.
Shows.
If you go into
I
it knowing
like
it's
to
a fun
watch
show.
it.
My biggest complaint about that show is the McRory character, who's I can't even remember his comic name
Heatwave.
anymore. He's awful. What's he do?
He's my favorite.
What's he do?
He's my favorite.
He drinks.
Yep.
He comes in for a sardonic comment.
Yep.
And then walks away.
He's my favorite.
Yep. Remember, he didn't even get to shoot anybody with his gun that does nothing. Okay.
It shoots fire.
It shoots fire, but doesn't burn anybody.
We can't burn
They
them
fall
alive on
over
that show.
like they got hit with a blast of force. They fall over. They don't burn. They don't ever show anybody burning.
All right. One.
He's a pyro and he can't burn anybody.
You don't need to raise your voice, Swimmy.
I mean, really
can hear
important.
you.
It's really important right now.
I'm sitting right next to you.
Right.
I can hear you. This goes
You're right.
back.
I just shawned you. I apologize.
Thank you. I try not to do that to you all the time. Now listen, Mike, this is important, okay? Because I got some things to say. This follows the same rules as your old Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes. G.I. Joe.
He cannot burn people alive
Right.
because it's not behind a paywall.
Then don't have that character.
He can't drop an F-bomb because it's not behind a paywall.
He's not interesting enough to have on there and go through all that going around him, around his abilities to have him on there. He
He's
doesn't bring that
fun.
much to
I
whatever.
disagree. He really is one of my favorite characters.
In
on
the
there
end, he's just
because
a dude.
He's funny. Yes, he is. He is a completely normal guy.
He's just a
who
legend.
has much more normal motivations to do what he's doing. If anything, he's probably the most realistic character on the entire thing.
He's a drunken dude who only has stolen technology as his power that doesn't work the way it's supposed to work.
So again, he's the most realistic guy on the show.
Whatever.
Why would Ray Palmer, who's got the
Sure.
the wisdom of
Sure.
I don't know,
Tony Stark.
Richards or
Sure.
somebody, Tony Stark,
Sure.
go around saving the world? Why would he not just be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to invent blah 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 blah. The miniaturization thing that is what his whole thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, FedEx or UPS, you know how much Amazon. Amazon would pay him billions.
Well, he's rich.
Billion. No, he's not anymore. He lost the company.
Oh, he could be rich.
Oh, at least keep up with the damn thing if you're going to talk about
Yeah,
it.
he's rich.
So
He might be rich.
none of this character. And the guy who plays Stein, Victor,
Victor Garber.
is leaving.
He is.
So I'm curious
Leaving
to
as
see.
a series regular. He might show up here and there, but as a series regular, he's gonna.
I think he's got some. I mean, that guy works. There's never a moment where I'm not seeing
He's a
that
talented
guy
dude.
work.
Talented dude.
So, and I do. I like seeing him. So I'm curious as to what they're going to. Plus, it makes it even more interesting. What are they going to do with? Because that's a 2-part character.
Jax, I don't know. We already see so little Firestorm, and I get it. They're trying to knock out 22 episodes.
Sure.
They've got budget.
He's expensive.
I get that.
That's a constant CG. Every time they do him.
That's why he stays on the ship so much.
Yeah, it's flying CG. And if you know the comic books, he's the most powerful character in that entire thing. I mean, he is an Omega level kind of superhero.
Right.
He's crazy powerful, and they always have to do stuff to keep it in check. So one, it makes me think they're going to have to team him up with somebody else if they're going to keep that, or they just get rid of him and somehow Stein is incorporated into him.
I don't know.
Because that's kind of what they did in the books. Was Stein is really kind of a ghosty incorporeal
It'd be more interesting to
form.
see how they get rid of him. Whether whether he won't die, but does he decide to give up? Does he go get lost somewhere in time? Do they try to fix him with a rubber hammer? Who knows what will happen with them? It's really hard to say.
My only complaint about this season so far is that the first season ended with us losing a big character, a character who had been a mainstay throughout the entire thing in Hawkwoman, and then we ended up getting Vixen or whatever they're calling her. So I was hoping that we were going to follow that theme again, where every year we were going to replace a character or two,
that'd be nice.
and bring in some new
cast.
stuff. And instead, we immediately went back. Got everybody but Vixen back. In the second episode, we brought her back. In the third episode, they kind of introduced a new character who I believe is joining up with them, but it's another person wearing almost an identical kind of totem that the Vixen character has. So I was a little disappointed in that. I want to see the DC universe expand and use stuff. Then over in Arrow in CW, we saw Oliver drop Bruce Wayne's name in the middle of a press conference.
Right.
So that was fun and interconnected a little bit.
Sure.
I'm under the impression that the people from the Gotham cast are like, no, Bruce didn't leave Gotham anytime soon. So so there's some interesting stuff going on. Supergirl,
Did you see the Legends with P.T. Barnum?
Yes.
Okay, so did you see Buona Beast?
Yes.
That was funny. I like that. That was a nice little. They didn't have to say who he was or anything like
That was fun. What I didn't know was that when PT, the bearded lady, and then the strong guy are like attacking and doing stuff, I didn't realize that was the Buona Beast. It was just the mask that the guy was wearing until I saw him again. I'm like, wait a second, where'd the one go? Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, Billy Zane used to be like, Billy Zane starred in the Titanic movie, like the second biggest movie of all time. Billy Zane just did a bit part in Legends. So
He's not busy. He's not busy. I can't remember. Previous to this, I can't remember the last thing I saw him in. So
it said Titanic.
Yeah.
He was the Phantom.
That was pre-Titanic.
Phantom Bomb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they always made references to Billy Zane,
Did they?
and then he came into the show.
I like Billy Zane, and I thought he actually did as P.T. Barnum, as a kind of malicious, mean P.T. Barnum. I thought he actually did a really pretty good job. That was a solid little fun story that they did. There was some stuff that you had to check your brain at, but that's all that kind of thing.
Let's switch gears.
Sure, Netflix. Did you see Message from the King?
No.
It stars a gentleman who's...
Chadwick Boseman.
Thank you. It's very low budget, down to earth, revenge noir kind of a thing. I mean, the most vicious weapon used in this thing is like a bike chain, but it is used in that more visceral kind of context. But it also had several other people that if you saw, you'd be like, oh, it's that guy. There's a lot of that going on in it. But overall, just not a very, very good film. I thought it just did not do much for me.
Yeah,
and I'm a little surprised with him being the lead in Black Panther, which just had a trailer drop.
Right, it did. Was that your segue?
It was. We added something from Netflix, and we did a segue, and then you
right.
dropped it on the floor like it was a hot potato or something, and the butter went floor side down, and you just let it sit there.
Man, there's so much wrong with everything you just said. Hey, Black Panther, you're right. We did just have a trailer. We did just have a trailer.
I don't give a damn.
We did just have a trailer. What'd you think about it?
Nope.
All right. Hey, did you hear that they're going to do a Deathstroke movie?
I did.
Okay, Gareth Evans. Here's why you should be excited about that. Who cares about Deathstroke? Gareth Evans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you drop the knife, Mike?
I don't like the way it was set.
That was another segment.
Written and directed by Gareth Evans, who did The Raid, one of our favorite movies of all time.
Don't drop the knife.
The Raid Redemption.
Once I've killed somebody with 20 people in a hallway with that knife, I've leveled up with that knife.
Sure.
That is such a good movie.
It is
Yeah,
such
I'm
a good
very
movie.
excited about
Yeah.
this. And starring that guy who does that thing who's married to that person.
Joe Manganiello.
I can't wait. I dig that guy.
He's good.
This is one of the few times where the TV shows are always, especially Amel is very vocal about they don't cast any of them.
Right.
Any of those. And I'm like, too bad. Get over it. You knew what you're going into. The guy who plays Deathstroke on that show is really good as Deathstroke. And when you put up a picture of him and whatever, they're really close, I think. So, it's good. What has Joe Manganiello done? What's he known for?
He was in 7 Seasons of True Blood. He was in
It's a TV show.
Magic Mike.
That's what Dukes remembers him from.
Yeah.
Of course, our producers remember Magic Mike. I mean, his name's Mike.
Thinking about me, I thought
He thought it was like him and a Houdini thing.
He showed up with his Marshall Brodeen box, and he's ready to turn a dollar through it.
What's going on? I have to wear what?
Yeah. No, he's
So he's nobody.
He's a nobody.
He's not a huge name.
No, he's not a huge name at all. But
So-
in cult circles, I mean,
So this is one of the few times where maybe they really could have taken the guy from the show.
he was going to be somebody because he's a big comic nerd,
Oh, is he?
huge comic nerd. He was in, and he was also in Spider-Man, the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. He was Flash Thompson.
Oh.
And also, he's built like a superhero. He's just built that way,
he's
And
a big D&D fan, too.
yes, he is.
D&D
Yes.
D&D
See,
movies,
Now
okay.
you're in love with him, aren't you?
I mean, yeah.
You're in love with him.
There's nothing wrong with the guy. Just, when I've seen him, and if we were to do a side-by-side comparison, there's not a lot for me to go, that guy's better looking than that guy. They look very similar to me. They have the same kind of builds.
He's
I don't know that I just don't know that he's a bigger name draw than, any other Joe Schmo.
Then Manu Benet, yeah,
All right.
much bigger.
Okay.
Name a movie he's been in.
I couldn't name a single movie that the other guy had been in. You had to tell me.
He just said he.
Isn't he married to somebody?
Magic Mike
I
wanted
thought he
to.
was famous for being married
He's
to somebody.
Sofia
famous.
Vergara. He's married to Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, that's what I know him from. I know him from marrying up.
He won the genetic lottery. He's tall. He's muscular.
Sure.
He's Italian, and he married one of the hottest women on TV.
Back to the Italian thing.
Black Panther. Holy cow!
I don't care.
All right.
What was that?
Yeah, that was horrible.
Justice League. Holy cow!
So what makes more money? This is what I'm interested in.
All right.
Thor, Justice League, go.
Justice League will make more money.
Really?
Yeah.
Put my money on Thor.
I
There
think
you go.
Thor might be better.
We're gonna do the money on Thor. I'll tell you what. I look at the previews, based nothing but on previews, not
Sure.
internet hearsay, not projected first week estimates on pre-sale tickets. I look at the Thor movie and I look at the Justice League movie and I go, Thor movie I want to go to see, and I think I want to see it a second time. I'm almost willing to just buy the 2 tickets. The Justice League movie I want to go see because I want to see if it's going to be a train wreck. I don't. Nothing in a single preview has made me go, yes, that's the one that I want to see. It just, man. It seems to fall flat on so many levels visually for me.
Really?
So, yeah, it's all dark. Everything looks dark.
Okay.
DC just can't afford to buy a light bulb. I don't get it. Do you get it?
I'm encouraged by this latest trailer. I found several things in it that I liked a lot.
Like a light?
No.
No. It's dark.
Here's where I'll address your comments of darkness, which you're mostly right on. In that, in tone, it still looks pretty dark in tone. The thing about this that most encourages me is how much this trailer, I can't say the movie, but this trailer makes it look like my favorite iteration of the Justice League, which was the Giffen DeMatteis run of Justice League. And if you don't know what that is, you don't know much about Justice League.
None of those characters were in that.
No, it doesn't. They don't have. You don't have to be.
Okay.
You still have the.
Like, I love that run.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't. Okay.
You still have the Batman running things, putting things together, doing whatever,
Well, that was Guy Gardner.
and you've got and then you've got these 2 goofballs in Flash, and Aquaman is acting like goofball, and in every clip except the very first one we saw 6 months ago, every clip since then, he's all shaka bra. You know, he's just he's a goofball.
What?
Shaka bra.
Okay, you have to teach me this language.
He's all Dog the Bounty
Is that
Hunter.
Italian?
He's all Dog the Bounty Hunter. Okay, yeah, he's doing that a lot. I want to be the guy. I want to know who typed that. I want to know who calls himself a professional screenwriter that typed yeah. This is where, hey, should I do it twice? No, just the once. Yeah, one yeah is good. Well, I'll tell you what. Wait 7 minutes, do it again. Okay. So.
And did a vocal coach have to tell him it wasn't yay?
I don't know. That's good. That's an excellent question. Yeah. We got some notes from the studio, Jason. First of all, that's not yay. That's yeah. We want it to come out exactly like. Can you press WNBC? Can you do that for me, please? Thank you. Okay. So.
Maybe listen to a lot of Metallica.
So anyway, you've got him being serious, trying to put things together, or Batman rather, and then you've got these two goofballs who, and I honestly, in what I've seen of this Flash, I like this Flash better than Grant Gustin. The way he's playing it, I don't have anything against Grant Gustin. He's doing a good job with what he has. Hang on, he's doing a good job with what he has. But this Flash seems like it's tailor-made for this movie. Being so dark, being so serious, you need that interjection of
that levity.
Yeah, the WB Flash, he has to be the serious guy. He has to be the boss. He has to be the one. And you've got Cisco making jokes and stuff, so you don't get to see that.
I very much like Ezra Miller and a lot of stuff I've seen. I love the Harry Potter stuff and other things, and the fact that he is a non-fanboy, like he is a fan who's really happy to be doing this. And I like the fact that they're playing up his character as a fanboy. But that costume just looks god awful.
Oh yeah, I'm not crazy about that. It's okay.
It is the worst of
There's
all
no
the
reason to
stuff
have
that was
that.
put on
There's no
screen.
reason for Flash's costume to be technical in any way whatsoever.
That looks like a bad 90s action figure. It's like, computer Flash. It's like, the
other thing
Scuba
that
Flash.
concerned me about this preview and about this movie so far is the parademons. It's more gray mob, gray, thousands of things coming at me.
When CG is done, why is it always got to be gray?
I don't know. Regardless, I don't think we need to see that again.
Technical guys, why is everything CG got to be gray?
Is it cheaper? Is it easier to not have to color things?
Cloverfield, giant gray turd monster. Godzilla is supposed to be green, looks like a giant gray blob in the new stuff. Everything CG, Doom's, all of it always looks like, just gray is
Gray's
that
scary.
the only thing you can do with a CG?
Gray is scary.
Is there a green screen that doesn't work if it's not gray?
It's easier because once you start compositing things, when you first put it on, it looks completely fake.
Okay,
So
compositing,
you've got your background plate, which is
background, okay,
and then you start taking parademons, which are computer generated, and popping them on there.
okay,
Looks
parademons, got it.
You start adding in color correction, darkening things up, then it starts to blend it in more. And because Snyder's chosen that darker color palette, little inconsistencies, the lines around characters start disappearing a lot more.
So parademons on Amazon Island or whatever, Demaresca, wouldn't look good.
Themyscira. Jesus. Who are you? I don't even know who you are.
What's his name? Steppenwolf came to Themyscira long before Wonder Woman.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Those scenes look great,
I
except
love Steppenwolf.
I think. But did you
Magic
see his
Carpet
costume?
Ride's
Did
like
you see
my
what little we
all-time
saw of his
favorite.
costume? It's more of that. Remember the Kryptonian costume in Man of Steel? It was all like striated. It looked like clay that I had taken my fingers through like this. That's what it looked like.
I like it when you
Does that
touch
feel
me.
good? So.
Silvery touch you mentioned earlier?
Yeah. He went to the Weinstein School of Filmography.
So I don't like that costume. Another shot I didn't like from that trailer was Wonder Woman standing on top of a statue looking over the city. Okay, that's a Batman thing. She doesn't need to do that, and it just looked dumb.
So sexist, Mike. Wonder Woman can do anything that Batman can do.
She can do, but we've seen it. We don't need to see somebody else do it. It wouldn't matter who it was. It could be Aqualad. I don't care. What do you think about the Superman kind
Mustache?
of
Loved it.
dream sequence fake out at the beginning of the trailer? Did you watch the trailer?
No.
You son of a gun.
Ask me about the Black Panther trailer.
I wish I could talk to somebody that knew anything about
Didn't see
anything.
that either.
You didn't see the Black Panther trailer?
I haven't seen any trailers, dude.
Let's talk about it.
I've been sleeping.
Did you see the New Mutants trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't love it.
Tell me what you didn't like about it, and I'll tell you where you're wrong.
All right. if they wanted to do a horror movie, they should have just done
They did.
a psychological horror movie. They
How do you
didn't
know
have
they're
to throw
not?
mutants in it.
That's what they decided to do with that property.
All right, I think they made a mistake with that property.
Why?
I just think you could have done something more interesting with that.
What's more interesting than something that's never been done with that genre before?
Well, one, I don't know that we haven't actually seen stuff like that done with that genre
Name it.
before. Carrie?
No. Superhero genre.
I mean, just because you slap superheroes into something doesn't, you know.
You're grasping. Here's why this looks good.
No. If I take superheroes and I slam them into Fast and the Furious 8 or 9, it doesn't. Well, that's new. We haven't done that before. Except it could already be argued that they already did because
Fast and
all
Furious
those
isn't a
characters
genre.
are
That's an
superheroes.
action movie. It's not a genre. You're taking
Disagree.
superhero movies.
I think those Fast and Furious movies have made a new genre of driving action movie together. I think that's definitely a genre blend that has become a thing now.
Do you?
Yeah, I think there's several movies out there that are doing that kind of shit now. Absolutely. You ignorant tool.
Are you done making things up now?
Are you?
No? I want to talk about this trailer you didn't watch.
I did watch the New Mutants trailer. I didn't think it was very good.
Here's what looked good to me. Okay, it was very dirty. Everything was very lived in. Everything was very looked like, oh, we found this old factory. We found this old sanitarium. Let's make this our headquarters. That type of thing. The pacing of the trailer was good. It seemed like you know, they didn't just throw you into all the different characters. You had quite a bit of time in a 2-minute trailer with one, and you see kind of a protagonist, and she's really talking about stuff you have no idea. She's talking about medical stuff or whatever, and then she just drops the mutant. Don't touch my stuff. You're sick. Then she drops the word mutant. Don't. I don't like you doing that when you're well. I can't talk with.
I didn't love that.
The title card looked 80s, like 80s horror for some reason. But
So they're ripping off Stranger Things.
so now Stranger Things owns the 80s now.
Well, I think that
Really?
you said the whole dirty and lived in thing. I think anybody that watches Stranger Things would go, yeah. You say the 80s and Stranger Things right now, yeah.
This show isn't
there's
set in the
a-
80s. I just said
You
the
said it had
title.
an 80s feel.
The title card
Well,
did.
Yeah, I think yeah. It's,
You're just being a contrarian now.
I don't think that is correct.
I'm positive you are, and just the fact that you said I don't think that's correct. That's contrarian.
correct.
I had so many great things to say.
You got like a minute left to say them.
Hey, the Black Panther trailer looks amazing, and here's some things for you to think about when you watch the Black Panther trailer. I wish
Okay.
we'd have gotten to it sooner, but you didn't feel like talking about it.
I segued into it very early on, and you screwed it up.
The first trailer we saw
If
was
you aren't going
really.
to appreciate the hard work that I put into these things when I
Let's
do it,
be honest.
then I am not going to bother.
You've not done a hard day of work in your life. Let's be honest about that. The first Black. Dang it! Back to the Future. Gil Scott-Heron is a songwriter, and where are you going? Why?
Walking off the set.
What?
Don't even nonsense.
What? It's ridiculous.
I'm out of here.
Hey, next week we'll talk about the Black Panther trailer next week in detail. 28 minutes of our 30 minutes will be spent on the Black Panther trailer. Next week's